Hello everyone, welcome to KozStreamsTV. I'm Koz, and I just want to say a quick thank you for spending some time checking out my videos. If you like what you see, hit that like and subscribe button as it goes a long way in letting me know what you want to see more of. Now, let's jump into the video. Welcome to the new year. Hello everyone, it is so nice to see all of you. It has been a busy and hectic holiday season. For it being the holidays, I didn't have a lot of time to just sit down and relax, so I ran the keys I could, but I did spend a little more time working on alts this week. It also didn't help that it was an Afflicted week, and for some reason, I didn't have very much luck running on the Monk this week. The keys that I needed just were epic disasters. First of all, the one thing I wanted to get this week, which I really needed for Fort, because you never know when you're going to get one shot, is the Prophetic Stonescales from Galakron's Fall. I ran a total of 38 Galakron's Falls keys before I finally got this trinket, and I didn't even get the trinket. We actually ran a 25 with a friend of mine who's a DH. We failed it by 2 seconds. We killed the boss, and then the RP went off, and we lost by 2 seconds. You shouldn't fail a fall anyway, but at a 25 on Fort, it actually hurts quite a bit. He got the scales, and then he traded it to me. So we finally have the Prophetic scales on the Monk, which have been invaluable this week. I see it going off a couple times, so it's been really nice to have some of those scary pulls. That's the biggest upgrade for the Monk. We also crafted our slimy expulsion boots, so we have that. I have the toxic patch as well, which I need to get recrafted. I will most likely recraft my bracers or potentially a ring. That is it for the Monk's gear upgrades. Now, take a look at his keys completed. We ended last week with a 3138 IO score, leaving us at the 12th highest Monk on the realm. Like I said, we didn't get a lot of keys done. It was over 25, total of 38 Galakron's Falls keys, but I think a total of about 25 just last week. So the only keys I did complete was a 24 Throne of the Tides. It started as a 26. We had a couple rough goes. Unfortunately, we managed to finish at the 24, and then I also ran a 25 Wakecrest Manor, putting us up to 3135. Not the greatest. However, with that in mind, that leaves us as the 13th Monk on the realm, so we're not doing terrible. So we finished the week off at 3135, and this week we're looking to push a lot of our keys up to 24 or 25s. Being tyrannical may be a little challenging with some of these bosses, as the problem isn't so much me dying to boss mechanics and getting one shot, but more so just DPS and healers really struggling to stay alive, especially because the mechanics hit for so hard. If someone doesn't have a cooldown up, if the healer's not ready, people just kind of fall over, and that is a recurring pattern in a lot of the keys that I have left. That is going to be the goal for this week. I will try to at least get 24s out of these guys and a couple 25s as well. Now, on to opening our vault. I'm going to leave it as Brewmaster. The joke in the guild is that because I ran so many falls trying to get the trinket, I'm going to open my vault and I'm going to have a Mythic track Prophetic scales in my vault. So let's see if they're right, and let's open our vault. It turns out they are wrong. This week we are looking at the one-handed axe Mythic track. We are also looking at heroic hands for our raid slot. From our Mythic Plus, we've got catalyzable legs. We have a crit mastery neck piece. So taking a look at my options, I think because I still have some catalyst charges, although this neck piece is very nice and we would gain mastery, I think our stat prios are fairly balanced at this point. So I'm going to get the larger upgrade from the main stat agility, taking the legs. So that's what we're going to do this week, and we're going to catalyze it. And our starting keystone for this week is a 25 Wakecrest Manor. And next up, we have the Shaman, Restoration Chamois. He actually got a few upgrades. I wasn't actually expecting to play him last week, but we had a group that needed a healer, so I got in for some 18s. A couple things that he did receive, he got a weapon from an 18 Wakecrest Manor, and then he also got the coagulated blood from Everbloom. We also catalyzed 2 hero track pieces, which was his head and his shoulders, to give us our Forset now, which helps significantly doing keys. Obviously, he still is in need of a lot of upgrades. He wasn't expected to be ran, but he was a lot of fun to play. Some of the challenges that I had, if we take a look at the keys I've completed. So we completed 4 keys on him last week. We had the 19 Everbloom where he got his weapon. We had an 18 Taldazar. We completed an 18 Wakecrest Manor. And then we also did an 18 Rise. Unfortunately, Rise was a failure. Now, I want to talk about this a bit because Rise last week with Afflicted, let's talk about Afflicted. I think as a healer, there are some dungeons where Afflicted just doesn't make sense and it is very punishing for the group. And then a lot of the time, most groups consider the affix a healer affix and don't really help. If they're not dispelling, they expect you to heal it. And if you don't heal it, they kind of, you know, burn you a little bit. Now, as a resto chamois, I do have Poison Cleansing Totem and I do have a Dispel, so I should be able to deal with them all. However, when you get into a key like Rise, almost every trash pack you pull has a Dispel that gets sent out on your party, if not two, and it's very difficult to keep up with that Dispel. For example, when you pull Tear, the very first boss, there are instances when 2 Afflicted show up, and then you have the double Dispel from the Spark of Tear that comes out. So that's 4 Dispels that you have to deal with, and if you don't deal with the Dispels on your party, there's a good chance when they both go off, someone is going to die. It is very unintuitive gameplay. And then as you're going through that dungeon, every trash pack you pull leaves some kind of dot or dispellable ability on your party. And it was very frustrating. Fall is similar to that. Everbloom has those with the stingers attacking you. Overall, it was not a fun week to play the healer. Like I said, I did the 4 I needed, and then I actually hopped into raid with him for a little bit. So last week, we did get our IO up a little bit, which was great. We got a couple items on him. It was a lot of fun to play. I did also focus a little bit on raid. Healing in raid was actually quite a lot of fun. I would like to get in there and do it some more now that I've got some more items. We also managed to finish the head enchant quest, which is surprising on my chamois. I guess I've been doing more raids on him than I thought I had been, but he got that as well. Now let's take a look at what he gets in his vault. We're going to open in a resto spec and let's go. So as a chamois, we want to have a one-hander and a shield, so the staff isn't very beneficial to us. We also got our champion headpiece for doing normal. Obviously, we have a hero track, not very helpful to us. We got 480 crit mastery belt, which is a significant upgrade, and then we also got 480 mythic track shoulders. So with the mythic shoulders dropping more smolder on it, I don't see my chamois getting there anytime soon, or if at all this season. I'm going to take the mythic track shoulder piece and go from there. So with the shoulder upgrade, we're at 461.1, and the chamois starts with a 19 Atal Dazar this week. And just a quick vault opening on this one. It is our Unholy Death Knight. We took him to the heroic alt raid, so let's see what he gets out of his vault. So taking a look at what we have the Haste Mastery neck piece, which I believe this is best in slot for Unholy DKs. Branch of Tormented Ancients, the trinket that we will not take because we already have 2 of our more preferred ones, even though this is hero track. Then also a back piece, which would be a significant upgrade, but I think backs are plentiful. We should get one out of a key, so we're going to take his neck piece. And one more quick one. We ran a 10 on our Paladin, who's only 425. I believe it was an Everbloom, so you should have a key. Let's open it in Prot and see what we get. 470 hero track waste. Huge upgrade. So I spent a lot of time playing my mage this week. I used to main Frost back in the Sepulture Shadowland days and a little bit before that as well. And honestly, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing Frost. I would like to get this character up a little more. I went from 424 to 430 this week. Nothing crazy. Obviously, I still need a lot of upgrades. I don't even have tier one piece. Hey, I have one piece from last season. So yeah, definitely want to keep playing her. She was a lot of fun. She's an Alliance Night Elf. So let's just take a look at what I got in my vault. So we got Bellalero's Sun Collar from LFR, tier head and tier gloves from LFR. We also got tier shoulders from one of our Mythic Plus vaults. We have the feet, which we significantly need, and then we also have the two-handed staff, which is hero track. Our best staff comes from Fall, so I'm thinking maybe we just take Bellalero's to replace our 418 Trinket. So since we already have the Iridal staff, I'm going to hope I get one while running more Falls keys, because I'm sure I will. We'll take the Trinket for now just for fun. Like, this mage still needs a lot of gear, so we're just going to place the 418 Voodoo Doll and see how this week treats us. And lastly, we're going to take a look at my Demon Hunter. Definitely got significant upgrades on him. He went from around 456 to about 462 this week. So we got a few upgrades on him. The two notable ones that we really needed, we got feet traded to us from Darkheart Thicket, and we also got the ring traded to us from Darkheart Thicket as well. So those were two significant upgrades, which really boosted our item levels. So I was still running 424 boots. It was a lot of fun playing the Demon Hunter. I actually managed to do a significant amount of keys on him. Our IO definitely boosted up quite a bit. So we finished last week off at 1577 on the Demon Hunter. We are up to 2378 this week. As I said, we ran quite a few keys. Most importantly, we actually ended up getting a 20 Atal Dazar completed and a 20 Darkheart Thicket. So my goal for this week is going to be to get all of my Tyrannical keys at 20 on him to see how he feels. I do need to do a little bit of research to understand how to survive some of the heavier hitting bosses on Tyrannical at 20. Same issue I had with my Monk, just took some research and I got it down pat. Let's take a look at what he gets in his vault. We will open it as Vengeance. So out of our vault, we have the Rouse Bib 483 crit haste. We have Old One Eye's Cowl, which is a headpiece, and it's indestructible, which we could turn into tier. And then we also have Galakron's Voracious Hide 480, and this has speed and leech on it. This would be very good to catalyze, so I think I'm going to take the Voracious Hide so that we can catalyze it and then have speed and leech. And the Demon Hunter has a 20 Galakron's Fall to start off the week. So I definitely was slacking last week, and I missed out on getting some decent footage for the Demon Hunter running the 20s. With the holidays and everything happening, I completely just dropped the ball on recording any videos and content. But I do want to talk about a bit because Demon Hunter in the 20s felt indestructible. There's one instance in Darkheart Thicket where I jumped into the Nightmare Dwellers, all 5 of them, and they auto-attacked me for almost 300k each, and I just fell over. I was not ready for that. I didn't go in with demon spikes or any of that, but we still went back and we timed the key. I am looking forward to running some higher keys on the Demon Hunter because I think this is a very fun class to play. I think it's in a good place, and I really want to see what it feels like going into those higher keys that my Monk is doing and compare the difference between the two tanks, which one feels better, which one has more survivability, and then I may make a video on that showing the two side by side. Right now, DH feels fine at 462, so I can only imagine how much stronger it's going to become as I get more gear and move up towards 480. Anyway, that is it for me. I hope you all have a fantastic New Year's. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Alright, and that's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, hit that like and subscribe button to show me that you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.